Hello, my name is Vincent Downs, and today I would like to discuss or bring up a couple of points from the Family Research Council that did a study on same-sex marriage harms society. I would like to also bring up the states that have already legitimized same-sex marriage, where it's legal to be two of the